Hello and a very warm welcome. Utter destruction by the Dutchman. A dominant performance. One of the most dominant drives we've ever seen. I mean, he literally could start in Zandvoort and he probably still would have won today. It's domination. I mean, he started what, 13th? Still wins the race. Last week, last win, had a 360 spin. It's dominance, it's clinical, and he is the champion. He is in a league of one. Demolished the field. Demolished his teammate as well. In a league of one, what more can you say? We get into the race and, yeah, hold your hands up. Lewis Hamilton fully at fault. Yeah, went side by side with Alonso. He was ahead slightly, but Alonso was still there. Lewis did not leave him enough room. He held his hands up, massive damage, and Lewis retired. 100% Lewis's fault. Should have gave him Alonso more room. Then, I mean, you couldn't write it. Latifi has a spin. Bottas tries to avoid it and gets beached in the gravel. Yeah, Max in a different league. Max was in a Formula 1 car today. The others were like in a Formula 3 car. It's destruction. It's so dominant. It's crazy. I mean, he takes the lead and then it's like 18 seconds. And Perez is in the same car, by the way. Perez is basically Bottas. It's a carbon copy. Lewis was better than Bottas and Max is so much better than Perez. Wasn't a great race today. I didn't really enjoy the race. DRS was way too powerful. Really too powerful. I think they need to shorten the DRS. Like, DRS is meant to put you in place for the overtake. But the overtakes they were too easy today. And yeah, shocking day for McLaren. A shocking day all round for me. Lewis out, McLaren no points. Disaster. Spa race reaction. Max, demolition job. Demolishes the field. Yeah. So P1 Max, 2022 champion. Could break the win record this season, actually. How many is that he's got now? 9. It's a different league. Starts 13th. Dominant. Champion. I mean, what more can you say? He's just in a class of one. Car, machine, driver, boom. Job done. P2 Sergio Perez. Now, not good enough. Yes, he's second. Red Bull have got 1-2, but Perez, so far off. 18 seconds he finished behind Max. And don't forget, Perez started second. I don't think that's good enough. We know Max is in a different league, but yeah, like, so poor, really, when you look at the time. P3, Carlos Sainz. End of the day, Red Bulls were faster today, and Sainz, that's probably the best he could do. P4, George Russell was closing in on Carlos, but yeah, obviously that's the best George can do. P5, Leclerc. Now, he's under investigation for speeding in the pit lane. Now, I don't know the gap between Leclerc and Alonso. If it's not 5 seconds, which I'm guessing it's not, he could end up 6. I mean, this team, honestly, can't believe it. P6, Fernando Alonso. That's the best job he can do. Basically, best of the rest. 7th comes Esteban Ocon. 8th, Sebastian. Decent race in the green tractor. 9th, Gasly. Yeah, not a bad effort that by Gasly. Because he came from he started from the pit lane, so actually that's a good strong race by Gasly. 10th, Alex Albon. I think he's been superb. Yes, the Williams is very fast down the straight, but let's be honest, the Williams is pretty poor. The straight line speed is amazing, but like Williams, it's not great in the corners, is it? I think Albon's been exceptional this weekend. He had pressure for the majority of the race and he held them off. 11th, Stroll will not be happy. Stuck behind Albon for the majority. 12th, Lando Norris. No points for McLaren. What's that all about? An Alpine picking up 6th and 7th. That is not good for McLaren at all. Alpine have gained big points. 13th, 1-1. Put a brave move on Guan Yu Zhou. 14th, Guan Yu Zhou. 15th, Daniel Ricciardo. Jesus wept. Yeah, not on the best strategy again, actually. He was ahead of Norris, and I think they pitted Norris earlier, which can't remember if I've got that right, but how has he ended up behind Norris? 16th, Kevin Magnussen. 17th, Mick Schumacher. Horror day for Haas F1. 18th and last, Nicholas Latifi. I mean, drops it. Hits the gravels, spins, Bottas gets beached. Oh, Latifi. Retirements, Lewis Hamilton, 100% at fault. Should have gave Alonso more room. Didn't. Paid the ultimate price with a retirement. And Bottas gets beached. No fault of his own, really. Trying to avoid an accident. And he got stuck. So there we have it. Spa race reaction. An utter dominant display by Max. The champion. No doubting in my mind. And yeah. It's really tailed off this season, hasn't it? It's a bit of disappointing. Like, look at last season. It was back and forth, Lewis, Max. It was such a good season. This one's just tailed off. Max is the champion. Ferrari make a load of mistakes. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mercedes gets second in the Constructors. Yeah, so there we have it. It wasn't the best race. It wasn't world class. Oh, I forgot to run down. Fastest lap, Max. Star of the race, Max. Although Alex Albon deserves a shout. Race rating, I'd probably give it 3. Wasn't great. DRS, too powerful. Max was in a league of one. Yeah. So, there we have it. Race reaction done. Join me tomorrow for driver ratings. And then we jump into the Tuesday will be race week once again. Triple header. Wow.